Hello everyone, this is Sheila, and in this video we are going to do a deep dive discussion on overwatering and underwatering succulents. Are your succulents still looking so thirsty even after you've watered them? Or are their leaves looking yellow and way too heavy and soggy? This is a major issue with overwatering and underwatering. Today, I'm so excited to share with you this collaboration project from Australia with Chuck, who is the creator of Cerriscapades, which is another YouTube channel that specializes in succulents just like this channel. So let's proceed. Key point number 1, and this is really so important and I can't stress this enough, is that please don't skimp or cut down on watering your succulents due to fear of overwatering. This is how wet the soil should be, and I'll show you how to achieve this in a bit. First, let me show you this snake plant propagation and pay attention to this incorrect watering, because see what happens next. By the way, I'll be sharing how I propagate snake plants in the future, so remember to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon. So back to our soil here. See, this is underwatering. Even if you see water coming out of the pot, this is still way too little water. Since the soil is so dry, it takes time for it to absorb water. Let me show you how dry this soil is despite all this water. Do you see how the soil underneath is dry? This means that the soil around the roots is still too dry and that your succulents are still going to be thirsty. Here's another example. Do you see how much water is coming out from under the pot? But look at this. The soil underneath is dry. Let's water some more and look. See how much water this is? And still more water. But look again. The soil around the roots is still dry. I will also show you an effective way to water your succulents later in this video that will save you tons and tons of water. Because the thing is that you can certainly set your water too high, and why not, right? But your succulent and the soil in the pot is really not as efficient with absorbing that much water in such a short time. So you're just wasting water by setting it on high. But what about overwatering? I'll show you how long you should water in key point number 3, but for now, let me just explain to you what the term overwatering means. So key point number 2, the term overwatering refers more to too frequent watering. This first diagram shows the moisture meter reading at 3. See, this topsoil is very dry, but look again. Although this is on the dry side, this still means that there is moisture around the roots. So if you water around this time, this is overwatering. This diagram here is perfect. This is just the perfect time to water. A reading of 1, which means totally dry, is a perfect time to water. So the term overwatering refers to the frequency of watering and not the quantity. So when it's time to water, don't skimp on watering, but don't do this. I'll be showing you a more effective way and still not waste all this water in key point number 3. But for now, as announced earlier, I have collaborated with Chuck of Cerriscapades so that he can share with us more watering tips and how he waters his entire yard of succulents. Take it away, Chuck!
Hello Sheila, hello Succulent fame, my name is Chuck. Welcome to my garden. So Sheila asked me how I water all my plants, and seeing that I have all of them in the ground might be a task in itself. The thing is, there's a bit of science involved, and I'll spare you all of the physics talk and just sum it up in a simple statement. Much like what every succulent channel will tell you, I wait until my soil is completely dry, and this part takes a bit of experience because I do know just by sight or maybe a bit of testing whether they are dry enough or in need of watering. And the other part to that is I water at my own convenience. It doesn't matter what time of day, as long as it's convenient to me. And I mean convenience in every meaning of that term. It could mean convenience in terms of time of day, so I water when I'm at home. Of course, I could not water when I'm not around, and I wouldn't automate that task, by setting sprinklers off or something like that. I'd much rather do it myself. Another aspect to that convenience factor is, of course, the temperature. So if it's good enough for me, then it should be good enough for the plants. There's a couple of things that worry succulent gardeners, and the first one would be watering from the top and leaving water drops on top of the leaves. And the second would be watering while the sun is out and it's really hot midday. But if you understand the physics of it, those things doesn't really matter. What matters is the humidity around the area where your plants are, and if the soil is draining really well. When you're watering from above, like I am, you just have to make sure that your spray is not too abrasive enough to remove the farina, because that farina is what's keeping them from burning in the sun. It's also important to recognize whether your plants are dormant or not, because actively growing plants would need a lot of water while dormant plants require a lot less. So as you could imagine, it would be very easy to overwater the dormant plants. Again, there's a lot of physics involved in this, and I would like to create a separate explainer video expanding on all of this. So if you could check out my channel Cerriscapades, I will be publishing that video pretty soon. Now with all of that said, let's water the plants.
Chuck has provided such awesome and very useful information. I totally agree 100% with the convenience factor. I'll put a link to his channel, Cerriscapades, in the description so that you can also subscribe to his channel because he has a huge collection of gorgeous succulents. And by the way, all the items used in this video are also in the description below. Remember to give us a like.
It's getting quite dark now. Back to you, Sheila.
Thank you so much, Chuck. So as promised, key point number 3 is this watering method that saves gallons and gallons of water. I discovered this method because winter here in California means lots of rain except when there's drought. Since rainwater offers optimum amount of electrolytes and nutrients that our succulents need, I gather as much rain as I could. In the winter, I'm always watching the weather because this is not very good news if we just watered our succulents. But this is just exactly the news that we need when it's time to water them. So all we need is to put rainwater or tap water or tap with plant food here and place each pot in and leave them for about 3 to 5 hours depending on the size of the pot. I normally would wait until I see that water has drenched the topsoil before I remove them. See, this spot is not quite ready yet. And you're done watering if this is how wet your succulent soil is. At this point, you may click out of this video or stay to listen to my message for you today, which is success knows no age, no physical abilities, no educational attainment, no gender, and no color. We all have 24 hours in a day and equal opportunities to succeed. Do it today. Thank you. This is Sheila again, your person on a mission for succulent fame, sending inspirations your way with every succulent. Remember to subscribe and share this video.